The policeman on the beat moved up the avenue impressively. The impressiveness was habitual and not for show, for hardly a passerby was out. And in the door of a darkened store, a man leaned with an unlighted cigar in his mouth. As the policeman walked up to him, the leaning man spoke quickly. "It's all right, officer. I'm just waiting for a friend," he explained. "It's an appointment made 20 years ago." It sounded a little strange to the policeman. "At least I thought I'd find him here if he's still alive." The leaning man struck a match and lit his cigar. 20 years ago tonight, I ate here at Big Joe Brady's with Jimmy Wells," he said. "He was my best friend and the best man in the world," the policeman asked. "It's gone, isn't it?" said the man, pointing to the dark store. 5 years ago it was torn down," he added. "I made a lot of money out west," the policeman asked doubtfully. "Did pretty well, didn't you?" "I hope Jimmy has done half as well," said the leaning man. "He was a slow, quiet kind of fellow. Never hurried to push his own fortune." The policeman asked, after a bit. "I waited here an hour. He was sure that his friend would meet him if he could. If he's alive, he'll be here by now." The waiting man pulled out a handsome watch, the lid of it set with small diamonds. 20 years is a long time, but not long enough to make a man forget a good friend," he said. "The West is a pretty big place, and I moved around a lot." The policeman asked. "I'll give him half an hour at least." The policeman walked a little way down the street. "I'll be on my way," he said. "Good night, officer." About 20 minutes he waited. Then a tall man in a long coat came hurrying across from the opposite side of the street. "Is that you, Bob? Is that you, Jimmy Wells?" cried the man in the door. "It's you, Bob, sure as fate," said the newcomer, grasping both the other's hands. "I was certain I'd find you here, if you were still in existence," he added. 20 years is a long time to wait," said the man. "The old restaurant's gone, Bob. I wish it had lasted, so we could have had another dinner there," he continued. "How has the West treated you, old man?" The two men walked up the street arm in arm. "We'll go around to a place I know of and have a good long talk about old times," said the new arrival. The man from the West, his head high, was beginning to explain the success of his life. The other, deeply covered up in his long coat, listened with interest. "I did pretty well in the West, didn't you?" Bob asked. At the corner stood a drugstore, brilliant with electric lights. When they came into this light, each turned to look at the other's face. "You've changed a lot, Jimmy." Bob stopped suddenly and released the other's arm. "You're not Jimmy Wells. 20 years is a long time, but not long enough to change the nose from a Roman to a pug," said the tall man. "You have been under arrest for 10 minutes, Silky Bob," he added. "Chicago thinks you may have dropped over our way and wires us. She wants to have a chat with you," he continued. "Going quietly, are you?" "That's sensible," the new policeman asked. "Now, before we go to the station, here's a note I was asked to hand you. You may read it here at the window." The man from the West unfolded the little piece of paper that was handed to him. His hand was steady when he began to read, but it trembled a little by the time he had finished. The note was rather short. "Bob, I was at the appointed place on time. When you struck the match to light your cigar, I saw it was the face of the man wanted in Chicago. I couldn't do it myself, so I went around and got another policeman to do the job. Jimmy,